Did you know that only 30% of people can recover quickly from stressful situations? Today, I'm going to reveal 5 surprising signs that show you're mentally stronger than you think. Welcome everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that affects each and every one of us, mental strength. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is mental strength? Is it the ability to power through pain without a whimper or to smile through adversity? Well, while those traits are admirable, mental strength is much deeper and more nuanced than that. It's about resilience, adaptability, emotional regulation, empathy, and a growth mindset. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of New York City. The energy is palpable, but so are the stresses of everyday life. Perhaps you've experienced a tough day at work, faced a challenging relationship, or navigated the chaos of commuting. These situations test our mental fortitude. Mental strength allows us to rebound from setbacks, much like a rubber band that stretches but returns to its original shape. It's this resilience that propels us forward in our personal and professional lives. Consider a small business owner in Brooklyn who watched their cafe struggle during the pandemic. Instead of throwing in the towel, they adapted their business model, embraced online orders, and even created a community initiative to support local artists. This is a perfect example of how mental strength manifests in real life. It's not about never feeling stressed or overwhelmed. It's about how we respond to those feelings and challenges. So, whether you're in the concrete jungle or facing your own set of challenges, understanding and cultivating mental strength is essential for success. Let's explore the signs that reveal mental strength and see how they can inspire us to become stronger, more resilient individuals. When we think about mental strength, many of us fall prey to the common misconception that it means never feeling negative emotions. This myth is not only misleading, but can also be detrimental to our understanding of what it truly means to be mentally strong. Picture this. It's a bustling morning in New York City, and you see a woman rushing to catch her subway train. She stumbles and falls, spilling her coffee all over herself. Now, in that moment, she has a choice. She could either let the embarrassment consume her, or she could laugh it off and continue her day. Mental strength isn't about never stumbling. It's about how you respond when you do. This is just one everyday scenario that reflects the struggle many New Yorkers face. Many people believe that to be mentally strong, you must always wear a brave face, never showing any signs of vulnerability. But consider the stories of those who have triumphed through hardship, like the restaurant owner who lost everything during the pandemic. Instead of ignoring his feelings of despair, he embraced them, allowing himself to grieve the loss before picking up the pieces. This acceptance of emotions is a crucial part of mental resilience. It's about recognizing that feeling sad, anxious, or overwhelmed doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. By allowing ourselves to experience these emotions, we create space for growth and recovery. In a city that often equates toughness with emotional stoicism, we need to shift our perspective. Mental strength involves acknowledging our emotions and using them as a catalyst for change, not a barrier to it. So let's redefine mental strength not as a shield against feelings, but as a robust toolkit to navigate them. It's about facing our fears, embracing vulnerability, and understanding that even the strongest among us have moments of weakness. This is the foundation upon which true mental resilience is built. Let's take a moment to unpack a common misconception about mental strength. Many believe that to be mentally strong means to be impervious to feelings of vulnerability or negativity. But that simply isn't true. Consider the bustling streets of New York City, where every day is an exercise in resilience. Imagine a commuter facing a delay that makes them late for an important meeting. The instant feeling of frustration and anxiety is a perfectly human response. What's crucial here is not the absence of these emotions, but how we choose to respond to them. Society often equates mental strength with a stoic facade, showing no signs of weakness or emotion. However, true mental strength recognizes and embraces vulnerability as a natural part of the human experience. Think of someone like a firefighter responding to a crisis. Their job demands incredible courage, yet they experience fear and doubt just like anyone else. It's their ability to acknowledge those emotions and act despite them that defines their strength. In our own lives, we might look at moments when we've had to confront difficult emotions, perhaps the loss of a job or the end of a relationship. Instead of burying those feelings, mentally strong individuals recognize them, allowing themselves to grieve and process. This is where the real power lies, in understanding that vulnerability is not a weakness, but rather a profound strength that connects us to others. It fosters empathy, compassion, and ultimately resilience. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to genuine connections and a deeper understanding of ourselves and those around us. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or exposed, remember that it's okay to feel that way. Embrace those moments. They are not signs of weakness, but indicators of your humanity. When we cultivate an environment where vulnerability is accepted, we not only strengthen ourselves, but also create a culture that values authenticity and emotional expression. And isn't that what true mental strength is all about? Let's dive into the first sign of mentally strong people: resilience. Resilience is more than just bouncing back. It's about forging ahead, even when life throws curveballs. Picture this: a small business owner in New York City. Let's call her Maria. She owns a quaint little cafe in the bustling heart of Manhattan. One winter, a severe snowstorm hits the city, leading to a significant drop in customers. Many would see this setback as a reason to close shop or give up, but not Maria. Instead, she uses the opportunity to rethink her business strategy. She starts offering online orders and delivery, something she had been hesitant to try before. Despite the challenges, she remains optimistic and focused on solutions rather than problems. This resilience is a powerful trait that mentally strong people embody. They understand that setbacks are part of the journey and view them as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Maria's story is a perfect example of how resilience can not only help us recover from adversity, but also lead to new opportunities we may have never considered. In the face of adversity, mentally strong individuals like Maria don't just survive. They thrive by adapting and pushing forward. They learn from their experiences, transforming challenges into catalysts for growth. And this is what truly sets them apart in a fast-paced city like New York. So, the next time you face a setback, think of Maria. How can you turn that challenge into an opportunity for growth? That mindset is the essence of resilience. Adaptability is one of the most crucial signs of mental strength. In a city as dynamic as New York, where change is the only constant, the ability to pivot and adjust can make all the difference. Consider the story of Sarah, a marketing professional who found herself out of work during an economic downturn. Instead of succumbing to despair, she embraced the challenge. Sarah took this opportunity to learn new skills, enrolling in online courses to broaden her expertise in digital marketing. This adaptability not only helped her secure a new job, but also positioned her as a leader in her field. She became the go-to person for innovative strategies at her new company, proving that embracing change can lead to unexpected opportunities. The beauty of adaptability lies in its dual nature. It requires both the willingness to change and the ability to reflect on one's experiences. When faced with unexpected circumstances, mentally strong individuals like Sarah don't resist, they respond. They view every twist and turn as a chance to grow, reminding us that resilience isn't just about enduring challenges. It's also about thriving in the face of them. This is a mindset shift that can be applied to anyone's life. Whether you're facing job loss, relationship changes, or personal setbacks, ask yourself, how can I adapt? How can I use this situation to learn something new? The answers may surprise you, and like Sarah, you might find that adaptability is your strongest asset in navigating life's unpredictable landscape. Emotional regulation is one of the hallmark traits of mentally strong individuals, and it's crucial, especially in the bustling life of New York City. Picture this: it's a Monday morning, the subway is packed, and you're running late for an important meeting. Suddenly, someone bumps into you, spilling coffee all over your shirt. It's easy to feel overwhelmed in that moment, right? But how you respond can define your emotional strength. Rather than letting frustration take over, mentally strong people take a step back, breathe, and assess the situation with a clear mind. They recognize that while the event itself is unpleasant, their reaction is within their control. This is where the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control becomes incredibly relevant. For instance, let's think about Sarah, a marketing manager in Manhattan. One day, she received harsh feedback on a project she had poured her heart into. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt or anger, she took a moment to reflect. She allowed herself to feel the disappointment, recognizing it as a natural response. Then, she shifted her mindset, asking herself, "What can I learn from this feedback?" Sarah's ability to regulate her emotions transformed a potentially demoralizing moment into an opportunity for growth. She approached her team with a renewed perspective, inviting their input and collaboration to improve the project. This not only enhanced the final outcome, but also fostered a supportive environment within her team. Moreover, emotional regulation doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It's about acknowledging them without letting them dictate your actions. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus taught that our reactions are what truly matter. In another scenario, let's consider John, a street artist, who faced constant criticism for his work. Instead of allowing negativity to consume him, he chose to channel that energy into his art, using it as fuel for creativity rather than frustration. In both cases, these individuals exemplify how emotional regulation allows them to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. They understand that emotions are valid, but they are also transient. By practicing emotional regulation, they become not just survivors of their circumstances, but thrivers who create positive outcomes from adversity. So, the next time you face a stressful situation, remember Sarah and John. Pause, assess, and choose your response wisely. By doing so, you're not just managing your emotions, you're building your mental strength, one moment at a time. When we think about mental strength, one of the most vital signs that emerges is emotional regulation. Now, let's take a moment to understand what this really means. Emotional regulation isn't about suppressing feelings or putting on a brave face when life gets tough. Rather, it's about recognizing and managing our emotions in a healthy way, even in the chaos of everyday life. Imagine a typical day in New York City. You wake up late, spill coffee on your shirt, and miss your subway train. Frustration quickly builds, and you might feel like your day is off to a terrible start. But here's where emotional regulation comes into play. Rather than letting anger or anxiety dictate your mood, a mentally strong person pauses. They acknowledge the frustration. After all, it's a natural response, but they don't dwell on it. Instead, they take a deep breath, perhaps remind themselves that it's just a moment, and they can choose to respond differently. A great example of this is a friend of mine, Sarah, who runs a food truck in Manhattan. One day, she faced a major setback when her truck broke down right before the lunch rush. Instead of panicking, which would have been a natural reaction, Sarah took a step back. She felt the initial wave of stress, yes, but she also recognized it as an opportunity to connect with her customers. She posted on social media about her situation, and even offered a small discount on future orders for those who came by to support her. This not only helped her handle her stress, but also strengthened her bond with her community. In this way, emotional regulation allows us to take control rather than being controlled by our emotions. It's about acknowledging our feelings and choosing our reactions wisely. When we face a stressful situation, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this moment into something positive? Research shows that people who practice emotional regulation are not only happier, but also more successful in their personal and professional lives. They can navigate the highs and lows with a level-headed approach, making decisions based on rational thought rather than emotional upheaval. This doesn't mean they never feel overwhelmed. It means they have developed strategies to manage those feelings effectively. So, the next time you find yourself in a challenging situation, remember Sarah's story. Take a moment to breathe and assess your emotions. Ask yourself how you can respond in a way that aligns with your values and goals. By doing so, you'll not only bolster your mental strength, but also encourage a more resilient mindset that serves you well in all aspects of life. Let's delve into our fifth sign of mentally strong individuals, the growth mindset. This concept, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, emphasizes the belief that our abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Imagine a New Yorker named Sarah, a young artist who dreams of showcasing her work in prestigious galleries. After multiple rejections from exhibitions, instead of giving up, she reframes her perspective. Each rejection becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. She seeks feedback, attends workshops, and collaborates with fellow artists, transforming her experiences into opportunities for improvement. Sarah's journey reflects how mentally strong individuals view challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. This mindset can be applied to countless scenarios. Think about how we approach our careers, relationships, or personal goals. When faced with a setback, instead of succumbing to despair, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? This approach fosters resilience and opens the door to new possibilities. Consider the story of a well-known New Yorker, Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His relentless pursuit of innovation, despite numerous failures, showcases the essence of a growth mindset. The ability to see failure as a part of the journey, rather than a dead end, is a hallmark of mental strength. In a city that never sleeps, where competition is fierce and dreams can feel distant, adopting a growth mindset can be transformative. It empowers us to embrace challenges, seek out constructive criticism, and ultimately, evolve into the best versions of ourselves. So, the next time you encounter a setback, remember Sarah and Edison. Remind yourself that every challenge is an opportunity waiting to be seized, and every failure is merely a step on the path to success. By cultivating a growth mindset, we not only enhance our mental strength, but also pave the way for our future achievements. Let's dive into the inspiring journey of Serena Williams, a remarkable athlete who embodies mental strength in every aspect of her life. Born in Saginaw, Michigan, Serena faced numerous challenges from an early age, including racial discrimination and the pressures of being a professional athlete. Yet, her resilience shone through as she rose to become one of the greatest tennis players of all time. One powerful story that stands out is her comeback at the 2017 Australian Open, just months after giving birth to her daughter. Many doubted her ability to return to the sport at such a high level, but Serena didn't just seek to prove them wrong. She focused on her passion for the game and the joy it brought her. With a fierce determination and unparalleled discipline, she trained relentlessly, embodying the very essence of resilience. This wasn't merely about physical strength, it was about mental fortitude. Serena managed to channel her anxieties and doubts into motivation, demonstrating that mental strength is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. Her journey illustrates how vital it is to embrace one's vulnerabilities while still pursuing greatness. The traits that contributed to her success, resilience, adaptability, and a growth mindset, serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration for countless individuals around the world, proving that with the right mindset, we can conquer our greatest challenges. Throughout history, we've seen how one individual's journey can ripple through their community, igniting a spark of hope and inspiration. Take the case of a notable New Yorker, like the iconic basketball player Michael Jordan. While he's often celebrated for his incredible athletic prowess, it's his resilience in the face of adversity that truly resonates. When he was cut from his high school basketball team, instead of giving up, he channeled that disappointment into motivation, practicing relentlessly until he not only made the team, but went on to become one of the greatest players in NBA history. This story isn't just about personal triumph. It illustrates how Michael's journey inspired countless young athletes in Chicago and beyond to persevere through their own challenges. As he rose to fame, his resilience served as a beacon for others. His mantra of hard work and determination encouraged fans and aspiring players alike to confront their own setbacks head-on. In the wake of his successes and struggles, communities rallied together, forging support systems that uplifted not just individual athletes, but entire neighborhoods. People began to share their own stories of overcoming adversity, creating a culture where resilience was celebrated and nurtured. Moreover, this phenomenon isn't limited to sports. Think of entrepreneurs like Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks, who grew up in a poor neighborhood in Brooklyn. His narrative of rising from humble beginnings to build a coffee empire is a testament to the power of resilience. Schultz faced numerous rejections and obstacles, yet he persisted, believing in his vision and himself. His journey inspired countless small business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs, emphasizing that setbacks are merely stepping stones to success. In essence, when one person exemplifies mental strength, it can transform not just their own life, but the lives of those around them. Their stories foster a spirit of resilience within the community, encouraging others to step out of their comfort zones, embrace challenges, and support one another. This interconnectedness is what truly makes a community thrive, as shared experiences of overcoming adversity create bonds that are both powerful and enduring. As we wrap up today's exploration of mental strength, let's take a moment to reflect on the 5 surprising signs that indicate you are mentally stronger than you might realize. First, we talked about resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Think about those moments in your life when things didn't go as planned, whether it was a job loss or a personal challenge, and how you found the strength to keep moving forward. Next, we discussed adaptability. Life in a bustling city like New York can throw unexpected changes your way, but the ability to adjust and find new paths is crucial. Remember, it's not about avoiding change, it's about embracing it with an open mind. Then, we explored emotional regulation, the skill of managing your feelings in the face of stress. Consider how you handle a frustrating day. Do you let anger take control, or do you pause, breathe, and respond with clarity? Following that, we touched on the importance of empathy. Connecting with others and understanding their feelings not only strengthens our relationships, but also builds a supportive community around us. Lastly, we looked at the growth mindset. Viewing challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles is transformative. When you encounter difficulties, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? So, as you think about these signs, I encourage you to reflect on which traits resonate with you. Perhaps you've realized that you already embody these qualities, or maybe you've identified areas for growth. Either way, remember that mental strength isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Embrace your journey, and let's work together to cultivate a mindset that thrives on resilience and growth.